on Rich Bo Sports. Please give us strength by like, sharing, and subscribing. The reason boss is not going to be backwards in coming forward. Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois is not pulling up trees as far as the reason boss is concerned. In some people's books, a Daniel Dubois Anthony Joshua clash could be the stuff of dreams. However, as far as the reason boss is concerned, old school days rocked, old school days rolled. I am waiting for a guest to go toe-to-toe with the reason boss. We are going to find out if the old school days were better than the modern day pugilists. Anthony Joshua, as far as the reason boss is concerned, is a muscular bodybuilding great. No doubt about it. Like, share, and subscribe. Daniel Dubois, likewise. My goodness gracious me. They are built and they are ready to rock and roll. But when it comes to boxing and the highest echelon, will Anthony Joshua go down in history? Will Anthony Joshua go down in history as one of the all-time greats? He aspires to it. Apparently he does. But as far as the reason boss is concerned, the likes of modern greats, the Mike Tysons, the Evander Holyfields, Riddick Big Daddy Bo could come into the equation. These are pugilists of the highest order. Anthony Joshua, this man has had time and time again opportunities to shine against the likes of Alexander Usyk. He came, he saw, and he was conquered not once but twice by a lighter fellow. I am of the opinion that Anthony Joshua is making a bag of money, but not off his reputation as an all-time great fighter. He is living in a day and age where, as far as the reason boss is concerned, you can shine, but not super brightly, but the riches and rewards outweigh the talent on show. I was waiting for my special guest. He looks like he's ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving. He was meant to be in contact with the reason boss. Like, share, and subscribe. I am going to hunt him down. I'm going to hunt him down. Like, share, and subscribe. There is a man who is of the opinion, wait for it, that Mike Tyson, yes, Mike Tyson's defeat at the hands of a Buster Douglas represented one of the all-time great performances by any fighter. I am going to hunt down this chap. The man is ducking and diving. He wanted to go toe-to-toe with the reason boss. Like many, they duck and they dive. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. I'm going to speak. I'm going to hunt him down. Watch and learn. Let's press this number and see if we can get him. My lord, my lord. I told this man, a man who knows his boxing. I told him. He got me coughing. I told him to step up. Hello.
You want to call you back? Because I've got 3 minutes.
There he is. Right. You stay right where you are.
All right, sir.
You stay. We've got him. We've hunted him down. Like, share, subscribe. Rich Post Sports. We've hunted this brother down. I told him to come on. And the man's been ducking in the... Mo NN. Welcome to Rich Post Sports. How you doing?
I'm good. You?
I'm giving thanks, sir. I've set this thing up, sir. We are old school, but we appreciate modern day warriors, the Evander Holyfields, the Riddick Bows, if you will, the Mike Tysons, Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. What's your take on it, sir? Is this a modern masterpiece we are about to subscribe to and participate in by way of watching? Will you be there, sir? Is it that big a fight? Speak!
I will be there next Saturday, Wembley Stadium. I've got it booked, everything, and I'm looking forward. It'll be my first stadium fight I've ever been to.
Well.
What I've been indoor, like London Arena, Wembley Arena, the O2. So I always wanted to experience Caesar's Palace, sort of outdoor similarity. And the excitement of the, like, we used to see in the 80s. It's not going to be quite Caesar's Palace, but it's going to be outdoor enough. Big capacity, 90,000 plus. It's going to be nice. It's a good fight, good styles. Can I see a war? It's the kind of fight I think. Okay, Anthony Joshua has been to a war before against Vladimir Klitschko.
Old man Vlad.
Through. Yes. That is one of the few times, and I think he was in a war against Dillian White, if I remember correct.
Dillian who?
Dillian Nobody White.
My.
These are the 2 times I can recall where he was in a war and he overcame. Since, apart from those 2, I don't remember a time where he had to, be tested and come through.
Deep waters.
That's the term.
Well, let me tell you something. I must say, Dillian White, it's been tongue in cheek. Dillian White, I salute any fighter, any individual who goes and ducks through those ropes and enters the ring. I've got to salute, sir. Right. In saluting, sir. One, fast forward. Can you call Anthony Joshua versus Dubois? Is Joshua a modern day great? And do you see any chance of an upset in Dubois being victorious?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I think this is maybe not a 50-50, but I would say maybe 60-40 in Anthony's favor, if not 55-45.
My. We're dancing on the margins.
Close. I think both are vulnerable. Both, once they get tagged, especially the recent, Anthony Joshua since Andy Ruiz hasn't been the same.
Oh.
Something, I don't believe all this hype since the second Usyk fight that he's back his best, blah blah blah. He's not tested.
Oh.
I think that's what Simon Jordan or somebody said. Let's not believe the hype.
Oh.
He's not been tested since. He hasn't been against a good quality boxer. One of them was a non-boxer. So come on, a guy who never had one single match. That Francis guy. I don't care if he knocks him out first round. It don't mean anything. That's a non-boxer.
My goodness. Well, I'm gonna tell you to put a pin in it right there, sir, because I told the watching audience, like and subscribe. Mo NN, we call this brother Mo NN, a man who knows his boxing. You'll hear him once, you'll hear him twice. It takes a lot to knock this brother out. Now, Mo NN, I'm gonna look to throw a left hand at you now. It's gonna be a left and then a right uppercut.
Bring it on.
George Foreman. Yes, Big George, was quoted as saying that there were 2 fighters he wants no part of from the modern day vintage boxers. 2 fighters. 1, Tyson Fury, and brace yourself, viewers and subscribers, Mo NN, Anthony Joshua. Yes, the very same Joshua was called out by George Foreman. He would have wanted no part of Anthony. AJ, why are you suggesting that AJ is not in the all-time ranks, even though I said it as well? But what is Big George saying? Speak!
All right. I followed Big George since he's come back in 1986 and up until he retired and post-retirement.
Yes.
I think he's got something. Maybe it's Jimmy Young, Muhammad Ali, Ron Lyle. I don't know. Something in me says he's sort of like, not scared, but along that line of tall, slick boxers. And that I always think he retired in 77. Larry Holmes came in the scene around similar year, 77, 78. Then he came back when Larry Holmes was out of the scene. Was he gone because of Larry Holmes?
Oh.
They were gonna fight 1999. Press conference was done, everything. He pulled out. He says things about Lennox Lewis. I think Lennox Lewis maybe is a wrong fight for him. Tall, lanky, blah blah blah.
Stars make fights.
Not that he cannot catch a Lewis. Lewis hasn't got the greatest chin, so he's got that chance. But he does say things like that. If you follow him last 20 years, well, he said the same about Mike Tyson, which I believe. I think Mike Tyson would have beaten him. I think he'd be too slow for Mike Tyson. Both in the 70s and 90s, both Foreman would have been beaten by Mike Tyson. Even though back back in the 80s, 90s, I used to think he could beat Mike Tyson. Looking back now, I think Tyson was too ferocious, too fast.
What do you think, by the way, viewers and subscribers? What do you think? Mo NN suggests that big George Foreman would have been too slow, may have been big, but too slow for a Mike Tyson in his prime. Interesting. Please leave your comments in the like, share, and subscribe section. Give Rich Post Sport a strength, thumbs up, and free and easy subscription to Rich Post Sports. We're talking boxing here, modern day vintage versus old school vintage. I'm with Mo NN, a boxing pugilist. Doyen, speak, Mo.
So to answer your question, he says Anthony Joshua and Fury. Sorry, Fury would be the ones he avoids.
He'd want no part. He would not.
He would beat both of them. He would beat both of them.
Oh.
He would beat both of them.
Is he being humble?
He says that about a lot of boxers lately, especially the tall, slick ones. But he would see the Fury of before. I thought would be difficult for Foreman, but since this Usyk fight, I'm beginning to question how good this Fury was, really.
Oh, what?
Yes. Fury, Tyson Fury. I don't know. I thought he was very, very, very good, as good as it gets, but I'm not sure. Let's see what he does in the rematch.
Hello.
But I think any Foreman, the first one or the second one, would beat both of them. Definitely Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, once the going gets tough, especially against someone like Foreman, he'd be found out. And in this fight coming next Saturday, he could get knocked out. I think it's a case of they're both so vulnerable. It's who catches who first. And I'll tell you something. If Dubois can catch him first early, I think he's going to win. I think the other one is going to go into his shell until he gets stopped. But Dubois is similar to him. Also, if he gets hit, he might get discouraged. So it's that kind of a fight where you got two guys who are both vulnerable once they get hit. They're not like a Evander Holyfield. He gets hit and he becomes mad. They do the opposite in those cases. So, question over their hearts, at least of late. And maybe that's what makes it fascinating. It could be a war. Unlikely it will be a war. I think one of them whoever gets tagged will lose shortly after. I don't see a long drawn out war between the two.
I would tend to, I may slightly disagree. I think that both of them is going to go in with hearts full of pride and ready to leave it in the ring. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. You're going to be in for a treat, viewers and subscribers. Mo and N, you're going to be in for a treat. Who's going to win in the Reason Boss opinion? I've got to go for AJ. I think he's on the crest of a wave, another wave for AJ.
Me too.
I think he's just got
someone. Yeah. I would say Anthony Joshua because he's more experienced, blah, blah, blah. He seems more confident going into it. He seems like the boss. The other one seems like the student. Yes. The other guy still hasn't, I don't know, something about him. He was a big prospect, but he just doesn't seem to be that as serious as we want him to be. So I would favour Anthony to win, but I'm expecting sort of even fight, at least from the beginning. I'm not expecting Chisora's last sort of fight. Who did he fight in the last one? The one that was a war. The one that he was not meant to win and he won.
Oh my goodness me! Was that the Liverpool? Was that Price?
No, the very last one he had. The one he had. I can't remember the name of the. Recently, his last fight.
He had no business winning that. But
he had a good fight, which he was not meant to win, and he did. I think it was a domestic.
A domestic time. We want to get off the domestic at this moment in time because I want to get into the meat and the meat and pasta. Here we go. To round things off, we were talking earlier, and people have been primed to hear this particular rumble. I've been chasing you. You came up with a comment, viewers and subscribers. Brace yourself. Evander Holyfield beating Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson. Which for you was the more sensational performance? Which for you was the more outstanding? Buster Douglas taking out Iron Mike Tyson in Tokyo. Mo will elaborate shortly. Or fast forward to Evander Holyfield beating Mike Tyson. A man who, on that night, I had fears for his life versus Mike Tyson. I'm of the opinion that victory over Mike Tyson, yes, a previously unbeaten and then subsequently defeated fighter, but my lord, Mike Tyson is a fearsome all-time great in the Reason Boss's opinion. What say you, MoNN? What say you, viewers and subscribers? Like, share, and subscribe to Rich Bo Sports. We're entering the deep waters. We're into round 9 of 12. Ding, ding. Seconds out. Mo, over to you, sir. Speak.
Okay. Most of the time, in the last 20 odd years, I say to myself, the Holyfield win was bigger than the Douglas one. And then sometimes I think, no, it's not. They are both as big as each other.
They were significant.
Yes, and then sometimes I think the Douglas one was bigger than the Holyfield one.
Where are you now? Don't be ducking and diving. Don't be bobbing and weaving. I've got you in my sights.
Yes, right. I'm not gonna duck and dive. I'm gonna lean towards, and it's a very, very, very close call. The Douglas win being bigger than the Holyfield, and the reason I'm gonna say that is for two reasons. One, Holyfield was always expected to be the man that at least tests Mike Tyson. Douglas was not. Douglas was expected to be another Tony Tubbs, another Carl Williams, another walkover, a guy who, when it comes to it, will give up. He did not fight Mike Tyson at the twilight of Mike Tyson's career. He fought Tyson when Tyson was about 23, when he was at the pinnacle.
We don't want to use. We're keeping everything in bounds. I just put it to you that Mike Tyson was not, shall we say, fully prepared for this particular challenge for one reason or the other.
Let's also look at it from another angle.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's assume Mike Tyson was not at his best.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Douglas for a moment. If that was the case, Douglas could have played it safe, made it boring, gone for a decision win, thinking, even though the monster is not at his best, I'm still going to play it safe like Bone Crusher, Tony Tucker, and others, and go for a decision win. But this man came out all guns blazing. This man was put down in the 8th round, got up, continued where he left, did not say, oh, whoa, the monster has woken up. I'm staying down, I'm going to collect my money. No, this is my destiny. I'm not even going for a decision. I'm not going to hang around and hold him and play it safe. I'm going for the stoppage. You and me know Mike Tyson, whether he was in shape or not in those days, was a monster that scared everybody. And what I like is the confidence Douglas showed from the word go. Ding, ding, ding. He took charge. He was banging him every round. It's a miracle Mike Tyson didn't go down in round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. It's he was taking so many scary punches. Douglas was like doing what Bivol did to Canelo, except the knockout. He was outboxing him. Boom, 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 boom. Tyson tries to throw one and Douglas will throw two. Try and watch that fight back. The bravery and consistency and accuracy and timing, everything Douglas showed that night, I tell you something, he would have beaten many past heavyweights on that night.
Big statement.
The determination he showed. So I think we focus too much on, oh yeah, this guy had an off night. That may be the case, but the other guy, let's salute what he did. From the beginning to the end of that fight, he did not bore us to death and hold him. He went out there and he declared war on his opponent and said, forget about everything I've done up to now. This is my night, whether I'm in there with Mike Tyson or whoever, King Kong. I'm going to shine. Nothing's going to stop me. And honestly, I suggest, Richard, please watch that fight in full with an open mind.
I'm gonna do just that. You know, you are a doyen, Mo NN, with the Reason Boss, talking boxing. we are closing, sir. I've got to say, you have sold your argument to suggest that was one of the all-time greatest heavyweight performances, and
Definitely.
any all-time great heavyweight would have had their work cut out. That is props to Buster Douglas. Of course, I've got to say, in defense of Evander, a man who we're going to have another discussion on, Evander, the ultimate warrior, if you will.
Yes.
His performance, as I said, I feared for his safety against Mike Tyson.
Me too.
The
well,
boldness.
I was one of those that said he will win that night against Mike Tyson.
Indeed, and I tell you what, I didn't even entertain the thought. So when I heard on that night that he triumphed, I tell you what, Evander, Mike, these old school, modern day warriors, I say, AJ, Daniel Dubois, you have lessons to learn. Sir, final thoughts, sir.
Right.
Next week, you're turning up AJ versus Dubois. I'm going to ask you a quick question. Quick and sharp before we say Bonaver, arrivederci. And again, like, share, and subscribe to Rich for Sports. Reason Boss in tune and talking with this man who's been ducking and diving, but when he's turned up, he has turned up to fight like Buster Douglas. Alexander Usyk, in one sentence or two, if you will, is he the undisputed number one heavyweight of this generation? And would he, I'm going to throw this one in, have beaten an Evander Holyfield? Speak, and we're gone.
Yes, Alexander Usyk is the best since Vladimir Klitschko.
Oh, all right. That's clear as crystal. Go ahead. And against Evander Holyfield, your man, how would it go? Heavyweight, tussle.
Oh, no way. Holyfield beat him.
Views and for subscribers, listen to that. How?
I don't know how, whether it's a stoppage or point, but he would not beat Holyfield. Holyfield would not allow him to do what he does to HA and Fury and all these guys. Holyfield will be on him. Holyfield will be, there's no way he will play with Holyfield the way he plays with these people. Holyfield will either stop him or win on decision, but Holyfield will beat him either way.
Mo NN, what a way to finish this boxing special. AJ versus Daniel Dubois is next week, Saturday, I believe. Mo NN will be there. I hope you are there. When you are there watching, listening on radio, getting the post-fight analysis, remember this, Rich Post Sports, Reason Boss, and Mo NN have seen some fights over the decades. Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, and Buster Douglas have shown that there are levels. Money does not equate to greatness. We are in it for the glory, and when we see the story unfold, we call a spade a spade. Mo NN, a pleasure speaking with you. You have stood in your corner, and you have deserved your paycheck. You have deserved your accolades, sir. You have stood up. You have not ducked. You are not a ducker. I salute you, sir. Take care, viewers and subscribers. Peace. My goodness me. Bye-bye, one and all. Like, share, and subscribe. Mo NN going to be at the Daniel Dubois Anthony Joshua fight. Let's see how it turns out. Remember, these guys are building upon shoulders, wide, broad shoulders, going for the glory and not the financial accolades. There are levels to this. Boxing, one of the hardest sports in the world. We've seen them come and go. From Ali, we've not seen Joe Louis in the flesh, but we know the stories. They stand the test of time. Let's see if AJ and Daniel Dubois stand the test of time. Like, share, and subscribe. This was a boxing special. AJ versus Daniel Dubois. Boxing is great on the shoulders of great fighters and great performances. Agan. Like, share, and subscribe. Give Rich Post Sports and the Reason Boss a strength, free and easy, watching live or in the rerun. All the best. And again, thanks to my special guest. He came, he saw, and hopefully he will conquer in this life. Peace. Gone. Oh God.